All right. Hello, world. That's my thing. That's my introduction. Today we have episode 6. I do believe 6 or 7. You know what I mean? We're going up there. We're making major moves. So that makes I think 6 or 7.
Oh,
6 or 7. You know, I've been making so many editing. Everything is so. I do it all. I recruit. I do the editing. I do the shows. Have the topics. It's a lot. You know what I mean? It's a lot, but I love doing it because I do it for y'all. Um, today's topic, right? Today's topic. We have 3 topics that we're touching on. I forget what they are. No, I'm just playing. Balancing multiple relationships. Uh, community property. Like, is there really community dick and you pussy? I hate to say, you know what I mean, because I just don't know. I'm trying to have this open to everybody. I don't want no one to get offended by words. You know, nowadays a lot of people are sensitive behind everything. So, is there community property? Is there a bro and girl code, guy and girl code, whatever you want to call it? In the community, do we limit ourselves to who we see? If it's our spouse's ex, you know, or is it a friend? Are there limits? Are there restrictions? Are there, you know, are those discussions to be had? So with that being said, I mean, we're gonna touch on the balancing multiple relationships. That's a whole discussion in itself, from scheduling and everything and all that. I want to really just pick your brain about one thing. Is there guy and girl code in poly? What do you think?
I think it depends on the individual themselves because everybody doesn't have the same morals in this. So one person could say, you know what, I believe in the guy and the girl code. You know, if I'm with somebody, I don't want you to be with them. Other women, they're like, if it does a dick there, I'm fucking it. So I mean,
To me, right? Yeah. I mean, I think it really lays in the understanding amongst each other, setting our boundaries, because some people are okay with it. You know what I mean? Some people may be like, talk to my friend, talk to my cousin or whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna talk to yours too. I don't know. I think it's really depending within the dynamic. Could it bring its challenges? Fucking right. You know what I mean? Because you have an issue with my cousin, or you have an issue with my best friend, that issue is gonna stumble onto me too as well in both areas. Now I'm gonna feel like I'm in a fucking triad or a throuple with you niggas, or with you guys. I don't want to say
true,
now.
but you put yourself in that situation.
I didn't put myself in that
leaving
situation.
yourself open to not have a code with you and your friends.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I think those are the reasons that I know me. I will put them in place because I wouldn't want those situations to come on into my friendships or my relationship with my family members.
So would you exit out people who didn't believe in the same beliefs as you? Would you be like, okay, I'm gonna keep you over there?
Of course, because if we're not, that's always gonna be an issue. You know, I'm a big person on prevention before cure. If I know this is gonna cause a lot of chaos within my life, there's a lot of people in the world. Now, mind you, some people don't stick to the same laws or have that, and that's fine. You know what I mean? I'm speaking just for myself. Some people, they can balance it out. Some people can block out, you know, the situation, or have the emotional intelligence and put that self responsibility of everything onto themselves and not let it spill onto their friendships or their relationships with their family. Me, I know how my family's built. They're dramatic over shit right now, just that doesn't even include me, and it comes back to me. So imagine if during a relationship, then I already know how this is gonna go. It's knowing your people, knowing the people around you that's always gonna help you in this situation. Sometimes people need to be told, like, look, if you do this, know what's gonna come with this, and it should never come back to this. This is where we're setting these boundaries. This is where we're setting these understandings. If you don't have those in place, then who do you blame at the end of the day? Your goddamn self. That's how I feel. You know, but yeah, the people, I still sit there and say, I know me myself, I know I couldn't do it, but it's going to be very interesting to hit this topic. But let me touch on this then real quick. Community property. Then, do you think people in the poly lifestyle, you know, because you know, in a monogamous mindset, you can sit there and say he for everybody, she for everybody. Is there a he for everybody, she for everybody in the poly lifestyle, in the poly community?
Absolutely.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Is it wrong though?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
that's how you choose to love. I mean, if everybody knows you in the poly community because they've experienced you in a personal way, that's you. That's how you choose to love. But your community at that point, because if A over here can talk to Z over here and they can have the same stories about some shit you did in the bedroom, you're everybody.
See, I love that you said that, right? That's not what I think about it when I think about the community portion of your community property. I think I'm looking at things of what's going on that you've been spread so thin, and are you oversaturated? Is it too overwhelming for you? Are you going to really be able to fulfill this relationship that I'm going to need? You know what I mean? I'm going to have those desires, or are you going to use the excuse that I'm just your fuck buddy, or you have me saved on the food or whatever? Because if you're everywhere, you're not doing everything, and I have high expectations or high desires. I don't want to put the expectations or going to make me disappointed within you, which when really I should be disappointed in myself for putting that on you. Especially if I knew you had so many people, you're involved with so many people. What? Yeah, that's just fact. So I have desires that I'm gonna want you to meet, and so that's gonna be the main question. But at the same time, the experience you carry for being with so many individuals, I don't know. I might have to try that out.
And then that's what they would be labeled as that.
The tryouts.
That's what you're there for.
The tryouts. That's
what they'll be labeled in my phone.
This is all just. This is all. Remember, this is nobody's downplaying nobody, whatever. That's how you conduct yourself. That's how you conduct yourself. It's all love. You know, I am a joking character. I do love to joke around and make jokes about stuff. So please do not be sensitive with any material that I say or anything like that. It's just all jokes. I know this is a time where a lot of people are sensitive. So understand one thing. I mean no offense. You can say anything about me. I speak about myself. I tell myself I ain't shit. So it's just fun. It's just fun at the end of the day, and it's just good information to take in. And it's okay to laugh at yourself if that's what the fuck it is. You know, shit, if I go out there and I was willy-nilly, I wouldn't even be mad at you calling me tryouts. Fuck that. Put me under the experience. The experience. Motherfucker, gotcha. Right. The experience. That's fucking it. But with that being said, right, all jokes aside, with me no offense, we're here to show love and educate the community. Just kind of dive in on topics that should be talked about. You know, and I thank you for always joining me. Chantel's been kind of just falling back. You know, we do have a newborn child, a baby, not newborn as yet. You know, she's already gonna be 1.
She should have 8 jobs already.
Yeah, but you know, so just work with us. But you know, I got the team, I got the panel. We're gonna dive into the discussion coming up now at the V table. Thank y'all so much for always rocking with the kid, rocking with the family. You know what it is. Oh wait, make sure you follow the panel ENM on Facebook, Instagram. Because we are going to have events, meet and greets. We have so many things coming up that's going to be coming up in these next few months and then going into next year. You know, we're trying to grow this. We're trying to grow this community and what we're doing to get the message across that this is just another option for healthy love, healthy relationships, and healthy families. Much love, family, as always. I bet. Hello, world. That's my thing. That's my introduction. And as early as we discussed, we're going to have some special guests join us with this discussion, these topics, kind of dive more into it. So I'm really excited about this episode. Episode 6, we still going in and we're running deep. You know, I really appreciate everybody from the panel that actually joined me tonight. You know, y'all could have been any world in the world, but y'all were still going to be here with me because I got y'all's numbers. I would have texted, I would have harassed and said, where the fuck are y'all? Y'all said y'all going to be here. You know, nah, definitely appreciate you guys because you guys do take the time just to join me and hit these discussions. So with us today, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go and introduce yourselves. And also drop your IG because this will be in voice. I mean, it'll be in audio. My apologies.
Hey everyone, my name is Shani, Shani V, SHANIIV for IG. And the purest form of beauty is love. That's it.
Hi everyone, it's Natasha back again. I know y'all missed me. Did y'all miss me? Because I missed y'all. I am your bartender's favorite bartender. My IG is at it's Natasha, the number 2, the letter U. So make sure you guys follow me. We're gonna have a good time. So buckle up, get ready. You heard me.
Ooh, I like your shirt. Ooh, I got release the pants. Put your leg back up. Put your leg back. Ooh, I like it.
And just
okay. All right. It's Ebony, aka Marjani. MARJANILANE on Instagram. It's a very long Instagram. I'm sorry. I am I was gonna try something catchy like your favorite, but I'm not your favorite. I'm like your favorite troll for polyamory. Education. That's so like, and I am apparently polyamorous, solo poly. So I'm here to chat up with you guys.
Definitely. Glad to have you with us.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Rashad the realist, never claiming to be the realist, just saying I'm a realist. Just a pleasure to be here with Alex and everybody else on the panel, coming to give you guys some of the best things we got.
It's like I'm getting away with going last. I win. I'm V. I am very much so a Black female polyamorous businesswoman. I am the owner of Lux Adornments Co. That's my IG name, Lux Adornments Co. And I'm actually here tonight because I'm with the shits. That's what we're gonna do.
Thanks, though. And you was gonna be last. Kosh didn't even go.
I was gonna say nothing because I love me some V, but it's Kosh. Hey y'all, ITS period KASHHH. That's 4 H's on IG. Y'all follow me. I am pleased to be here tonight just to connect with you all and just share some information. So, yeah.
Yo, I thank all y'all for joining me and actually hitting these discussions, hitting these topics. You know, we all do have an ethical non-monogamy lifestyle, so this makes it really interesting. You know, so I really want to start off with the first topic that I had in hand. You know, I know a majority of us, I know you're single, Shanice and Natasha, but I know you've had the experiences, so I do want to hear from that perspective too. The challenges within balancing multiple relationships. You know, and you could do this with anything. If you're solo, if you're a quad, if you're a triad, you know, I mean, you're dealing with multiple personalities, multiple individuals. How is that? Like, what are things that you guys experience, and what do you see in the community, especially coming from the different dynamics or different structures that you guys have in each and I think who's solo poly? Marjani and Rashad, right? Rashad?
Yeah, technically I'll be considered solo poly in the current dynamic I'm in because my one and only partner at this time is mono.
And V, oh yeah, that right there, I can see it. How do you guys deal with it from that type of perspective, being solo poly? V, Marjani, and Rashad?
Ladies, y'all want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go. It's like you said for scheduling, right? Like making time and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that bad for me because I don't like to date people who require the same things from me as another person would. So like if I have a partner that already has a really heavy on quality time, I probably shouldn't date another man that's like really heavy on quality time. Like I only have so much time in my day to give. So it drains me anyways to be in those spaces. So I try to kind of consider. So that's when I get to know people. I ask like, what do you like to do? What do you consider your love languages? And yes, I could not speak to you again if I find out you're really big on physical touch and quality time. I already have a partner that has the same high, love language. So that's how I at least go about dating. I like kind of pre-pick that way, and then I'm really like a hoe to fucking Google Calendar. Like I love Google Calendar. Google Calendar like saves my life. I like break down everything in Google Calendar. It also helps me figure out like I have a partner that's long distance, like how to deal with him, like how to like make sure we have dates, and then being considerate with my partner that's local here. So I use Google Calendar a lot. It isn't too bad for me, but everyone has their own experience.
Definitely. How's it for you, V?
I'm going to agree, but I'm not nearly as organized, and I'm terrible at time management. So it's a little ghetto over here.
Since you're not as organized, does that bring a lot of stresses to your partners, or does it overwhelm you?
It can. And for that reason, I don't maintain too many relationships at a time. I'm very easily polysaturated. So because of that lack of time management and trying to balance, I think I kind of stepped in some stuff this time, but we'll talk about that on another show.
Thanks. Rashad, you heard the ladies how it is from their perspective. Yeah. How is it, especially being a man solo poly in this?
So I can only give my perspective on this, and I know that my life is kind of unique to others. My life is already very full. I manage 4 businesses, so I am your typical workaholic. But as far as like balance goes with me, I have one partner as of now, and I date, but I'm very picky, so I don't date much. But when I do date, it just really comes down to a lot of honesty and transparency and just being honest about what I got going on. I don't really struggle with time management because I am very good at, I guess the closest word I can say is validating and making the people I'm with feel special and feel like they're cared for and not like they're just taking a chunk of my day, but I am genuinely spending time with them because I want to. And not that I'm just trying to fit them in. So for me, it's not honestly not that hard, but I typically don't date more than 3 at a time, just because of my limitations with energy and time. But I don't struggle with that because I am a very open and honest, transparent person, and most people receive it very well.
I love that. I think that is key, especially with transparency.
Can I just say Natasha's wet pussy recipe is taking my lipstick off? Like, can we just talk about that real quick?
Do you see the shirt? Do you see the shirt? That pussy is a fruit. That right? No, but with
follow us on Facebook.
I eat all my fruits and vegetables.
Y'all can get your drink recipes from the best.
Facts though. Make sure y'all follow the panel E&M on Facebook and IG. Shanice and Natasha and Kakash. I'm going to fuck up your name, Cash. I called you Cash so many times.
It's okay. We talked about this already. I love y'all, so y'all can call me Cash.
How is it for you guys? I know, Cash, you're coming from an open triad situation, dealing with times and also being open. That means you have multiple partners outside of that triad. Shanice and Natasha, you guys being single, how is it with you guys in y'all's dating world, in the poly dating world? I don't know.
Ghetto.
It's ghetto.
I feel like
1 star, not recommended.
Want to sit here and be like, "Hey, you're poly. Like, let me talk to you." I'm like, "Cool. Is your wife like cool with it? Like, do they know?" No, she would never go for that. Then you're not for me. Like, what the fuck does me being poly have to do with you being a cheater? The fuck? Get out of here. So yeah, I mean, there have been some nice people I've met and things like that, but yeah, that's it.
I guess you're not stressing. You're not stressing the challenges of balancing.
Oh no.
Let me get past first step.
If I want to talk to them, I talk to them. If I don't, I don't. And there's no one that everyone knows I got going on. I'm very upfront. Rashad, I'm very transparent. Like, this is what it is. This is where I'm at right now. And they've all been really respectful about it. Only problem that I've had was the married men. Other than that, yeah, I'm good. It's been great. Dating is wonderful for every other aspect.
I love that. Natasha, you dealing with the same type, boy?
Well, I'll say for me, the time management part of it, I'm needy. Okay, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to entertain me. I need to be, stimulated often and always. But in addition to that, I just require a lot of time and a lot of energy. So it can be difficult for my partners. I prefer people who can cater to that. Not to the degree that they become irritating, but can cater to my neediness, but also are open to being able to accept the fact that I'm going to love on you heavy too. Like, I'm going to give you exactly what you're giving me. So like, making time for me and making time for us and making time for our relationship is very, very important to me. Like Ebony said, the love languages. I am quality time, physical touch all day. Rub my ass and tell me I'm pretty. Like that, and I'm happy. That's what I need.
That's actually words of affirmation, but yes, that too.
She said,
it is.
What it all? Shit. Kaj.
4 and 5. Let me get that.
Kaj.
So I would say, like Rashad, work takes up a lot of my time. And with that being said, like, I feel like I don't need a lot either. Like, I'd be like, ooh, go away. So I don't really have an issue there. My partners are also long distance. So it's like, I can go see them. They can come see me. They can go, about their way. So I guess it's been fine. No issues.
I think it is very important to know your partners, what your partner's needs are. And that's where it's going to be the equity within the relationship, having the balance, scheduling. I'm organized. I try to be as organized as I can. Like V, my shit's a little ghetto sometimes. I'm here with y'all. It's just is where it is everywhere. But that right there, the dating process, I want to kind of go back to that, Shanice and Natasha. This is for everybody. Is there girl and guy code in the dating world? As we're dating and we're experiencing, we're vetting this, is there really who we do this with? And this is for anybody that wants to answer that question. Is there limitations? Do you not date your partner's ex? Do you not family members?
Yes.
You do?
Limitations.
Oh, I was about to say you do.
You dating your cousin?
No, there's limitations. Like, no, don't fuck my mama. Because like
What is she poly? What is she poly?
I'm a
That's
poly. I'm a poly. Put my foot up your ass. Like,
that should be a t-shirt.
Like, you can't be mama and daughter in this thing out. Like, that's Jerry Springer tease. Like,
That's
no.
Pornhub.
Now, so like this is where I feel like there's a gray area because I feel like people definitely identify poly differently. Like some people see it as the freedom to express multiple loves, and some people see it as the ability to not deny love.
I like that.
So like it's literally if I see love, I will pursue it no matter who it is, no matter what circumstance. And I respect that point of view. Me personally, I lean more towards I just identify love, but I still have an ethical code that I follow. So I have morals, but
You
I'm
would
not gonna judge nobody that don't.
You got morals?
I
With the
got
lights in the background?
on Sunday and sometimes on Wednesday.
Would you smash your auntie, Rashad?
No. Incest is definitely not one of my.
No,
And
auntie.
auntie.
No,
And
girl.
auntie, not your auntie.
Oh, your auntie?
Would you smash your auntie?
I'll tell you this. I have hooked up with my ex-wife's cousin.
Okay, that's not too bad.
She pursued me.
So that's an excuse?
Wait, was it the first cousin?
I didn't.
Was it the first
So our
cousin?
family members often.
You didn't bust, so it doesn't matter. Like, is that what you
Members.
said?
It was
Not
after
all-
the fact. It wasn't. So this is while I was still figuring out life and was mono or pretending to be. But my core values and how I view love and how I view sex and how I view relationships has never changed. I've just tried to conform to society's views. But while I dated her cousin, I didn't feel anything was wrong.
Yeah, I
young?
understand.
Did your ex-wife know that you were dating her cousin?
Yeah, she was super pissed. Like, put a
I'll
cape
be
on
too,
her.
fuck.
She was super mad.
I'll be damned if you date my cut. Why?
So
Out of all a
my
billion
thought
people in this
is-
world, you have to date my.
That's why I said she pursued me.
But to me,
Because the billion
right
people in the world didn't pursue me. She did.
now. Oh, go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
So I just feel like, so here's the thing. I don't really like that whole like girl code thing because I never followed it. I am notorious. If you ask my friends from college, I will date your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend. I didn't care. I wasn't going to discuss it with you. I didn't feel like I need to discuss it with you. And that had a lot of issues in college. And my thing is, unless you're going to fight about it, then like, let's continue to eat breakfast. Like, that's how I felt. Like, because my thing is like, why would I? And I get the whole concept that there's other men in the world, but that man was there. He's also in the world. You know, like, I didn't cheat. He didn't cheat on you. He was, y'all been, like, I give you guys like a period of time, like a few months, so his dick's still not wet from your pussy. So, like, I feel like this is enough time for you to process this. Like, I don't see, and it wasn't like I was like waiting for your man to fall off of you to kind of like run back. It was never like that because that's not my jam.
But that's how people are instantly gonna take it no matter what.
Yeah, man, that's between them and their feelings. Now, if there's a boundary put in place to me, like you can't assume that I'm not gonna do that. You have to tell me, hey, this is a boundary for me, Ebony. You can't date my ex-husband or my ex-boyfriend. You need to tell me that. Now, like you literally have to look in my eyes and say, hey, don't do that. And I'll decide if I don't want to do that or not. Doesn't mean I'm aware, you're transparent to me, I'm aware of it. I don't like being surprised or wrong, like, oh, this was something that girls don't do this. I wasn't raised like that. So like I'm sorry, I wasn't raised like that. Like I can't get mad at someone. I can't get mad at someone for dating my ex-boyfriend or my ex-husband who's like who I know. If that's a really that might be the best woman he ever met for him. I was part of
and that's the argument I always make. Like, what if that's their soulmate?
And
see,
what if y'all connection was for them to connect?
Y'all souls gonna go to heaven together.
I mean, I'm with Ebony. Like, it happened to me.
But
I've done it. It wasn't like a cousin or an auntie or nothing, but it was one of my friends.
Nope. I'm poly, but I'm not that poly. Like, it's a lot of people think it's legal just because they're poly. I've heard that so many times on Clubhouse, like, oh, it's legal because I'm poly. Nah, motherfucker. Like, y'all trying to die together? Like, is this one of those like till death do us part type pacts or some shit? Because if that's what it is, no.
They must have made that pact.
So why do you feel that way though? But why do you feel that way?
Especially if this is the ex. If this is your ex, like this person ain't even for you no more. Like,
how you know that? I can double back. The fuck?
It could be a break. Is that what you're trying to say?
I can double back. You don't know that. That's not my ex.
And
but then you're all poly. But then
this is my thing. Like my current girlfriend.
Now we a triad.
My current girlfriend, I met through a boo of mine, and the boo got mad that me and her had a connection. She was supposedly poly. I'm like, why are you mad? Like, so y'all best friends. So what? We all can work it out.
Now, see, I've done it before. Okay. But that was in my younger days. I grew up and I decided that that's not going to work for me.
For you. That ain't for you no more, V.
You know what? I will say this. Now that I'm thinking about this, my first poly triad was with my best friend. It was her and I and a guy that she used to date.
But your best friend approved it.
No, we came together and decided
exactly.
So it was different. It wasn't like I was, fucking with her ex and she didn't know about it. Like it was her and I that made the decision that we wanted to get together and then we wanted to date him. So just not like that. No, I'm not like coming after y'all done and now I'm like, yeah, bitch, I'm fucking your man, like or your ex.
Yeah,
no.
she did also that special trick. Like, what the fuck?
That's why I wonder, right? Because I think Eddie said it earlier. Eddie Ruff said it best earlier in Clubhouse, where he said, you know what, I just gotta it really depends where the friendship is gonna lie. I don't want to put myself in a position where it's gonna tarnish our friendship, our relationship, if I mess with one of your ex or one of your family members. I think
I was that. Yeah, sorry.
I get that, but then at the same time, you have to pose the question: why would this new relationship tarnish our friendship?
The fuck?
So wait. No, I have a.
This is gotta come to the thing and fuck you up.
I have an example. My ex-husband dated one of my friends out. So me and her, no one she one of my friends. I had a boundary where I didn't want anyone to date my friends. Not because I don't want you to have a great time. Because like people don't know how to keep shit separate. And I was put in the middle of the shit. It's a boundary it's not a really big deal to me. It's more so like a comfort thing for me because people say, we won't do it. And then 5 minutes later, you're in the middle of a fucking fight. So he dated not only my close friend, she was my superior in the military. We were working the same fucking watch for. So I'm sitting here at work and she's complaining to me about him. I go home, he calls me complaining about her. I'm like, this is why I didn't want y'all niggas to date. Because y'all don't know how to keep shit separate. That's the only reason why I would feel like that's like a thing for me. Like I'm like, people don't know how to maintain that separation. Because
that's a valid reason. Yeah. I will give you conflict of interest. But most people will look at that situation and just say that you're jealous.
So from our group chat, everybody knows I'm still friends with my exes. So I'm going to go ahead and take that excuse, and that's going to be why no one can date my exes, because they're all still my besties. They bring their whole fucking family and stay at my house, and I love it.
But you know what, Alex, what Eddie was saying in that conversation, he said, because if things go sour, I don't want to be caught in the middle.
I have to choose a side.
I might have to end my relationship with my friend because things went sour. That's why he was like, yeah, no. Like, and I can completely understand that, because like if that shit goes awry, then what? Now like my friendship is fucked up because this situation. Yeah, and nope, wrong answer.
So I'll give you that in the sense of conflict of interest. But I think that more so than anything, it's like, I guess it just comes down to intent. The reason why. And I don't know if most people know how to articulate that.
That's true. I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Why do you want to date my cousin?
No. Mm-hmm.
Are you just trying to make me jealous, or is this somebody that you're really interested in?
I'm a date cousin.
And then you got to pose the question of, have you been thinking about them since I introduced you to them?
From this whole time.
So there's a lot of questions that come with that. You better make sure it's worth it.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it better be goddamn worth it.
Because she gonna kill you.
Not playing with
she
it.
gonna kill you.
Denise is not playing. Like, not even Shanice. Like, just say you guys had that understanding. You're poly. Your spouse is poly. You left each other, but you know they just find themselves your best friends poly. You know, it's just what did they approach you with that situation first? Let me leave that to the floor. Then what did they approach you with? Hey, you know what? When you weren't around, you know, we still had somewhat of a connection. We kicked it, whatever. And, you know, we really
But you're not my best friend, the fuck?
Hold on, wait, I got another question.
If it's over, it's fuck them too. That's it.
What if a monogamous person asks,
I just went through this, and that's exactly what happened. My friends cut off. What? No. I wish they would be in. What? Listen.
Okay, so let me ask this question. So we're poly, and then let's say a monogamous friend wants to date one of our exes, and they say, "Oh, you're okay with it, right? Because you're poly. You don't got no issue with that because it's whatever." Like, how do you take that?
Not that poly, like
me loving
not that kind.
Me loving multiple
not
people
that
has nothing to do with my exes being off limits. That's it. Nope. I mean, no.
So your exes being off limit has nothing to do with your poly. It's just an ethical thing for you.
Exactly. There's no way you're in my life and you feel like you can date my.
Well, there you go, Alex.
No.
That exceeds poly. This is just a moral code in them.
That part.
And I seen that.
Like poly plus. This is the poly plus area because some people at this beach just level.
I'm poly plus.
I'm poly. Right. No plus on this.
Super P. So we give you a cape. Super P. Yeah.
Hey.
I put a big P on that poly.
Plus ultra, okay? Plus ultra
poly.
All might.
I had asked that question because we did another interview recently, and that was one of the main things where, you know, we have to have that understanding that we're all poly, and regardless when we find ourselves into situations that might not be agreed with our partners because we never discussed it, it should still be okay because we're poly. You know, and to me, I was kind of torn on that, like, I don't know how I feel about that. But, you know, I let everybody be. We're all not going to poly the same, and I understand that. I just understand, I think boundaries have to be set and understandings have to be there because if not, like, once things get crossed, I still have the choice to just bow out to you. Like, yo, fuck this. And whoever around you if I didn't agree with it. I think sometimes we throw that excuse of poly this, poly this. I love what Natasha said. I'll poly kick your ass because I ain't playing that shit. it's just that at the end of the day. But with that being said, right, also, the community, you know, we all know community property, you know, I community dick, community pussy, community I get around, Tupac, it is what it is. No, does that exist? Like, you know, if we know who said yes instantly?
I say yes.
I say yes. Yeah, it is. Like, everyone knows I hate interfucking. I call it interfucking. I don't like community anything. Like, if everyone, it's not like a thing of like someone having sex, like not like sexual freedom. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, damn, like that's it. Like this is like the like a community water bottle, like the Gatorade tank at the game. You know, like this is like the fucking, I don't know, like the bowling ball shoes that we use. Like it gives me real like strong, like I don't want these. Like I'm good. And yeah, people like that. There's people out here in the community. You know who they are. That's everyone's ex. How you everyone's ex? How you date everybody in the community? How'd you find the time to do that? Like, oh yeah, I used to date someone. So yeah, me too. I used to do. I'm like, yeah, everybody, everyone.
I feel judged.
It's just too. Well, I'm sorry,
Look
man.
at the top of the
Take it down a notch, brother. You gotta take. Like, I like being exclusive. I like it being as much as I'm all for like the alternative lifestyle to be deep in the shits. I don't like everyone to know that. I don't like everyone like, yeah, I dated everybody. No, you didn't date me. I don't know you. Mm-hmm. No. So yes, there is community polyamorous people running around here. Serial polyamorous daters. They do it. They can't help themselves, and it's okay.
Okay, I agree with that. Like to an extreme. No, like Ebony makes a valid point. I think more so than anything, like it comes down to because we all know that swing community and poly community sometimes intertwine, and I know a lot of people who are swing and poly, and their sexual compass is different than mine, and they express a lot more sexual freedom. Not for me to judge, but it really intertwines with their dating, because it's like, are you dating because you want to date, or are you dating because you want to fuck? And you can't ever tell with some of them. So it does collude the pool a lot.
I 100% agree with that. I think some of these people don't even admit that they're swingers, though, and they tend to jump from person to person and say, "Oh, well, it's legal because we're poly." Like, no, that is not the same. Like, you should not be smashing the homie's spouse just because you poly and you feel like you can just ride whatever dick you find. Like, that shit just doesn't make sense to me. Like, at that point, can we just go ahead and admit that you're both poly and swingers so that your partners can decide where they fall in that?
Exactly.
I think that's a little too extreme. I think that there's a gray area behind it. I think people are confusing the fact that they can be polyamorous and pursuing open dynamics, open relationships. Like, open relationships are not the same as being swingers, to be clear. It's not swinger is more of intentional. It's it's a community of swingers. You go to a club or you meet people in the community, like a hobby almost, versus being in versus being an open relationship where you have the ability to pursue sexual relationships outside of your romantic ones. Like, if you're like, you could be a triad that does open relationships, but you're not swingers. Like, that's the thing. And I think sometimes people don't understand they can do that. And they don't, because no one will say they're a swinger, no one will say no open relationship because it's frowned upon. Like, it's already frowned upon, you're polyamorous. God forbid you're polyamorous. I saw that. I hear you, swinger. And so I think the issue is people would rather say they're polyamorous because it has a little bit more respectful, like there's a little more respect on it, and not acknowledge that you're polyamorous, but you like open relationships, or you're polyamorous and you swing and you like relationships. Like, I'm a polyamorous person that swings, that also prefers open relationships. Like, those are distinctly different things. I can be open relationship by myself and be monogamous. I can be not by myself, but with someone else and be open relationship and be monogamous, or I can be a swinger. Swingers are technically still monogamous people. Fun fact. And so, like, it's just something that I think people don't know the words for it, and also the respectability politics that are so tight in the like general community. People would rather just say they're polyamorous. It just sounds better. It seems more.
It sounds better. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds.
And swinging is fucking.
But I don't want to be. But I don't want to be over sexualized.
That part.
But I want.
You do. You want to be over sexed, just not over sexualized.
There you go. Hello.
You're like, let me get some Skittles, but I only want the red ones.
But people don't understand that respectability politics is very much alive and well in the poly community. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, you can be a poly whore. Like, that's
I was gonna ask, like, is this? I mean, it sounds like from what I'm hearing from y'all, this is a bad thing. So is this a bad thing?
Is it a bad thing?
If it is a bad thing, does it have to be a bad thing?
What a bad thing? I'm sorry, it was what a bad thing?
To have community pussy or dick.
100%.
I mean, no, like, it's not
good, bad
for people.
The labels we put on people.
I think for me, I don't like people being accessible to me. I'm very antisocial. So, like, if you're someone that's very social, if you're very exposed, and I say exposed, I'm not talking about sex, I'm talking about, like, just you're accessible, it turns me off. So if you're hyper accessible, that means, because it's happened to me, where I have partners that are very accessible to other people, and that I was at the motherfucking runoff. I don't like that shit. I don't like people like, oh yeah, you guys were out last weekend. Yeah, he was, we just, oh, whoa. That's too much. That's too much to say. I don't like people put shit on social media too much. So, like, it's just a kind of like a domino effect for me. So, like, as far as community people or community dick or community pussy, where the fuck I want to call it. Because, I mean, honestly, if someone wants to spin it anyway, I could be considered community pussy too. They want to fucking spin it that way. I don't really care. I know that if I see that you're very accessible to people, I am immediately turned off, like 100%. Like, that's just going to be something. I've always been like that. I prefer someone who's a little more hidden and behind closed doors to someone who's like always into shits. You can't be everyone's ex with me. I can't.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's a good or a bad thing. I mean, it's just a thing. Like, people are going to look at it however they want to look at it. I don't have a problem with it personally. I mean, because that's you and your dick and your pussy. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, nobody's judging anybody. It's just, people have personal preferences of what they choose to do with their lives. And if that's what you want to do, cool. I'm not going to say shit about it. It is what it
So
is.
personally, but answer the question of would you date somebody who is?
Would I
But
date
that was the
somebody
question?
who is
No,
committed?
I would not. I'm good.
Oh, I don't really care.
But I support you. Like, girl, go get it.
Yeah, to be perfectly
Boy,
honest,
go get it.
that
Like, go
doesn't
do your
bother me.
thing.
Because
Like,
I've been called a whore, and I've been called all kinds of things. So, like, that kind of shit, what you do outside of me doesn't have anything to do with me. As long as you're being safe and you handling your business, you do what the fuck you want to do. If I like you because of who you are. I don't give a fuck about what you do, outside of our relationship. That's your business.
I agree with you 99% of that, but then there's that 1% of the way you carry yourself outside of me matters to me.
Yes.
Who's to say you carrying yourself in a negative way just because you like?
So I can love you as a friend, but I can't have you as a partner.
Right.
What if they're carrying themselves classy? Like,
well, if you classy with it,
if
you a classy hoe, then let's go.
If you a classy hoe.
How you carry yourself and what you do in the bedroom, those can be mutually exclusive. Like, I carry myself like a nice, quiet, sweet young lady, and I'm a whole slut out here. So, I mean...
I love that.
Pussy is a fruit.
Have some that fuck.
Juicy fruit. Fruit.
Me, I don't know. I love how you said it would just depend on the individual because I'm a very busy individual. So as long as you're meeting me on so many different levels, I don't know. I couldn't. I just be honest. You'd probably be too much because you carry too much. You when a person is really involved with other individuals, you carry those other individuals' luggage. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in a place with you. It's going to cause conflict or issues or anything of that. I'm not with it. I'm a chilled individual. I don't need all that entertainment.
But like, that's the difference. Like, Alex, like, I think it really depends on personality type because me as a Taurus, as an earth sign, the way that I operate, I can take in a lot. Like, I have a lot of platonic friends that I just take in and I let them unload on me and it doesn't affect me. So personally, like what that person does outside of me, overall, it doesn't affect me. But if I'm going to attach my name to you and tell the world that you're my partner, your reputation then affects my reputation. And that's where I draw the line.
But, okay, so for me, if their if they've been safe, I'm with Natasha, they've been safe the whole time and they are coming to me true, at the end of the day, I mean, I hope all that practice can perform in the bedroom. That's all that really matters.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Now look, hold on. I didn't say I wouldn't still try to gain the experience. I mean, the experience will be worth it. Because obviously you was out there, you know what I mean, learning and tweaking. I mean, that ain't a bad thing. But to be committed, I have to gain that understanding with you. You know what I'm here for. I have to marshal on this situation, you know.
Just dropping some shit off. That's it.
Only hit it in the bed. I gotta head on out after this.
Get that understanding. The definitely like I loved on everything that we kind of touched. We touched on everything with a whole bunch of jewels. I'm gonna just throw this last topic in just for GP because it was a question I asked to social media. What are some red flags, especially for those coming into poly, should look out for? What are some indications that we could say, okay, this is not the situation for us, that we should have learned, well, we wish we could have known when we started our journey here in poly?
I want to go first with this one. One of the biggest things, and I think one of the things that happens, at least for me, because I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I consider myself a good guy, and a lot of people consider me a good guy. And because I'm a good guy, and the dating pool in Houston is so sucky, a lot of women will try to conform to polyamory for the sake of being with me. And it always crashes and burns. And I'd be like, just be you. Like, you can be whoever you want to be. Like, my girlfriend now, she's mono. When we first got together, she tried to adapt poly. Like, everybody used to see her in the clubhouse rooms. She was really trying to get with it because she felt like she had to be poly to have a successful relationship with me. And it goes back to, I'm with you for you. You can be you. I like you for who you are, not because you're poly. And you should watch out for people who are trying to conform to the lifestyle because it rarely works out when somebody's not doing it because it's genuine.
That's facts. That's facts. Somebody else want to drop something, Jewels?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Another flag would be moving too fast. If like say, you know, me being single, I meet a couple and they're like, all right, you know, it's been a couple of weeks. You know, hey, are you ready to move in? Woo, wait a minute. This is not insert woman and stir. No, it takes time. Like, you really got to get to know somebody before you come to that point. Like, can we discuss if I'm even interested in living with you guys? Like, come on, like, pump your brakes. Like, a lot of people think, you know, they just want to get out there and, like, let's get it. Like, it's going to happen. We're ready. Let's do it. First girl we see. Yes, I love you. Move in with us. No.
That's because that girl was put there to fix that relationship. They need that to work quick.
There you go. There you go. And I'm not either. Like I always say, don't come to me with no holes. Your holes need to be filled already. I'm not here to complete you. I'm here to complete
I'll fill holes.
Well, or them
to you.
No, I cannot.
I can't with y'all.
No.
Thank you for that. What are you? Anybody else want to drop a red flag?
Yeah. Red flag would be people who don't how can I say this without saying that? People who don't ask a lot of questions. So I'm hyper suspicious about everything because of my personality disorder. So when I tell someone I'm polyamorous and they don't know, and they told me that they're monogamous and they don't ask questions. So I'm saying this for a reason. It's not like, oh, I'm also polyamorous. Yeah, that's different. I'm not talking those guys. I'm talking people who are monogamous, who don't ask questions. They're like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, you know, like, okay, well, the next question isn't like, you know, I'm saying that you ask questions because they need to know where they're sitting at in the space. So that, and I say this a lot to women who are trying to date multiple men. And if a monogamous man doesn't ask any questions about your polyamory, that's a red flag to me because it tells me a few things. One, he thinks he's going to change you. It's not a big deal, but something that's temporary. Two, he's probably going to treat you as a sex object. Like, he's already put you in the category for sex. Like, oh, you're no good here. And because he's not interested in like, okay, well, how do you navigate sexual interaction? Well, how do you navigate your partners? How do you plan out your days? If I'm supposed to be in space with you, what does it look like for me? Like, you know, what can I, if I see you again, like, is that going to be an issue for who you're dating? Like, these are very simple questions that someone who's actually curious about their position in relation to you will ask. So I consider a red flag when I tell someone polyamorous and they're like, oh, okay. Because polyamory is a big ass fucking spectrum. It's a huge fucking spectrum. Right. Also, it's someone, you say that person might automatically put you in another category of like, oh, you're monogamous, you're a polyamorous woman, which for some reason means polygyny to some men. I don't know how. And that means I can have multiple women. So you're okay with me dating multiple women, which is probably fine with you, but you're probably not, he doesn't know that you want to date other men. So I do consider a red flag. Another thing I consider a red flag, I can't help myself, I gotta put one more right there, is the lack of want to educate. Like the desire to learn more. Like if someone that you're dealing with is, and I'm not saying they got to fucking know everything about your life, but you know, if your partner has a hobby, you know, like they like to watch video games. Occasionally, your partner will watch you play video games. They don't have to fucking do the game; they'll watch you play it. If this person's so detached from your polyamory that they don't even want to like fucking like read a book about it or read Instagram about it, that's kind of a red flag to me because like that's a part of you. It may not be your identity, but it's a part of your livelihood and how you navigate your life. So I consider that a red flag for me. I've noticed those red flags are often ignored because they're not as blaring as like abuse or like someone saying I don't like that shit. Those guys are like the long-term red flags. Those guys become like monsters of their own. And that's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback on that. I love what Ebony said because even in regular dating, if somebody isn't asking questions about you, either they just like talking about themselves and they're conceited, or they don't really care and they already put you in a box and they're just looking for you to fill a specific hole or specific role in their life, and they don't care about you holistically.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Yeah, that was some nice jewels right there. Anybody else want to drop a little something on the red flags?
You gotta work on yourself. You gotta make sure that you yourself, as well as the next person, they're not actively working on themselves or actively doing something to better their life. If you're one of those poly people that don't want to better your life, and then you're on the same page with them, cool. But like, if you are somebody that wants to better your life, which most of us are, and most of us want the best, like, you people who also want that and also want to work on themselves.
No, That's facts. That's me. Me, I don't have nothing. Y'all kind of just fucked me up. I love what everybody said. I don't got no advice for nothing. V, Kosh, yes.
I am agreeing 100% with what was said already. Those were awesome red flags. I think people that are so busy into themselves or their assumptions about you and your lifestyle that they're not willing to ask the questions are kind of a waste of time and energy. It's a recipe for disaster.
That's facts. That's facts. I think Kosh probably fell asleep. You know, it is past her bedtime.
Don't do that.
I'm gonna edit this part out. I'm just playing.
But I got nothing. Shanice definitely took the words right out of my mouth, just because I feel like knowledge of self is so important, just to be able to navigate through life as a whole. So let alone having a polyamorous relationship. So definitely know who you are.
Facts. That's facts, man. I'm gonna make this the snippet because that was some nice ass jewels right there. I'm gonna edit that part out too. I just wanted to say that. But with that being said, right, I really want to thank you guys for this short episode. You know what I mean? Y'all hit so many fucking notes. It like felt like it flew, but the shit was so nice. And yeah, I took in a lot of information, different perspectives. As always, I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for always joining me. I want to do a few outros. If y'all want to drop any information, anywhere to get contact at, anything like that, go ahead and do that. Also, remember, it is going to be audio, so you underscore it, you know, smiley face emoji, all that. The pussy is a fruit. I just got to say that. No, with that, so I'll let whoever go first. And then we just go ahead and head out on this one.
All right, I'll go first again. Fanny V, SHANIIV.com. It's actually in the description. I have a tantric healing class out right now. It's amazing. And heal on yourself. One of the points that I touched on is making sure that you work on yourself. This course helps you work on yourself. So, yeah, that's about it.
Love it.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys for staying here as long. If you made it to this point in the video, like, you a whole OG out here in these streets. So thank you. We appreciate you. Again, make sure you follow me on IG. It's Natasha, the number 2U. And if by any chance you're in the Baton Rouge area, come by and see me at Jack's Classic Corner at 2414 North Acadian Thruway West in Baton Rouge. And your first drink is on me. I got you.
I'm pulling up the Baton Rouge. I want that drink.
Do you feel me? I was about to say the same thing.
I want to know which drink it is.
Right now. All right, this your boy Rashad the Realist once again. You can find me on IG, Rashad, not Rashard, RASHAD _ THE Realist, IST. I am the owner and operator of I Shoot to Live Photography. That's I Shoot to Live, all one word. You can find me on all platforms. If you're in Houston, need an event photographer, a wedding photographer, anything, I'm here for you. I travel, and I'm cold as fuck, so hit me up.
Thanks.
Hey, I'll slither in real quick. All right, so this is Ebony again, also known as Marjani. I have Marjani Lane. I'm not going over to spell it again because it's too much to spell. I have also Marjani Lane _ V2. That's Victor 2. That's for people who have sensitivity issues. So if you're someone that has autism or someone who has hearing deficiency or visual deficiency, you can go to that page. That's the same page I have. It's easier to navigate. Also have at Poly Wealth, so at POLY Wealth on my Instagram. That's more focused on finances as far as like what I'm doing. The same shit I've been doing, which is being a fucking hoe to the goddamn content. So like, all you gonna see me do is make content, and so just be aware of that. And I'm here for you guys.
Definitely, and we appreciate you. From myself to the community, everybody from the panel, especially being a pillar in the community, in the poly community, and dropping so much education. You help so many people out there. I guarantee that. So much thanks on that. I don't know who wants to go next.
Oh, I'll go. I'm V. I am the creator and designer behind Lux Adornments Co. It's a self-love and manifestation boutique. I am Lux Adornments Co. on IG. Follow the panel on Facebook and IG, the panel E&M. Join our Facebook group. It's kind of hot. And our clubhouse rooms. That's pretty much it, right?
Facts. Definitely the Facebook group is growing. A lot of information in there. We do share and we do connect. We have a different topic each day, a different question each day, different engagement for everybody to actually connect and actually be with like-minded individuals. Who hasn't gone? Kai.
Hey. All right, y'all. I'm out of here, but it's Kosh, ITS period KASH with 4 H's. I am also the wholesome doula, THE_wholesome_doula on Instagram as well. Thank you for having me, Alex.
Of course, I thank you for staying up past your bedtime. That's the most amazing part. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart.
I'm gonna be struggling tomorrow.
It's okay. I appreciate it. You're so young and act so old, I guess.
Y'all be asleep. I'll be up at like 5:30. Like, where everybody at? Good morning.
Oh, you wake up at 5:30 in the morning. Oh, no, you can have that. My apologies.
It's 4:30 our time. We Central, she Eastern, so it's mad
early. Definitely. But thank you guys for joining me. Thank y'all for tapping in. Till next time. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have a new topic, new discussion, same panel. Make sure you follow on the Facebook. Make sure you follow on the Instagram. Tap in, follow us, and let's get educated. Let's keep learning together. Much love, family.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Nah.